What's your take on it?
I guess what happens is the pressure that is brought about by, this is what we were talking about last week, about how people are going into the clubs and, you want to look like you're living that large lifestyle, you want to, we were talking about the whole hullabaloo of how people are running into debts because they want to impress people in the club and stuff like that. But I think it's the pressure that comes with society, and especially, as they mentioned here, some of those people who have actually been, why they would blame the media, you put people like socialites, they are there, but they've been looking for it. They've been looking for it. So every time you're posting nice photos on Instagram, you're putting on social media, people are expecting this kind of person. So what happens is now you start leading a fake lifestyle so that you can facilitate what you have been posting and what people think of you, the perception that you've been having. So it puts a lot of pressure. So it's not really media is entirely to blame, because they looked for it. If you look for socialites, some of them started in very bizarre ways by posting nude photos.
So what are your thoughts on, say, Linda or Yera? I don't know if you have those pictures yet,
yes.
So we'll take a break and come back. But off of not paying a bill at the Intercontinental,
yes,
and being arraigned in court, and everybody then got to see, it was around Valentine's Day, so it was this hot issue, and everybody's talking about it. And then after that, gets interviewed here and there, and she's going to be, I think, on a radio show at some point, she said, and that her bill was paid by Caroline Mutoko. So she's already been propelled off of this didn't pay bill. What do you make of that?
I just want to say, I want to agree partially that the media is to blame. I think sometimes most media houses or newspapers lack content, and the slightest, most mediocre of things is blown out of proportion. Like, I don't know about why.
This is not about, I disagree with you about lacking content. That's an interesting story. It's over Valentine's Day. Somebody stays on Intercon, they don't pay their bill. It's an interesting story.
But
we don't only cover politics.
I would interview them highlighting the negative aspect of what it is. I wouldn't glorify that. It's a bit bizarre. Like,
so you feel it was glorified?
I'm sorry. I feel like she's being rewarded for
not paying a bill.
An imposition.
Is she being rewarded or is she being rescued?
I don't know about
she being rescued.
Rewarded, rescued. I think it's more like, what's the difference between her and that politician who maybe tries to get away with something that they could not afford in one way or the other? It's a form of impunity, and I think the danger in it is the fact that it suddenly puts her in the spotlight, and now people want to be like her. So,
blame the people who want to be like her. Yeah, I hear this all the time. Oh, look at Vera Siddiqa, now our children, those are the role models they have. You don't have to pick that person to be a role model. It's a choice you make. You know your values. You know what you want to grow into.
But what if when it becomes acceptable to the society? And you read stories of, oh, look at her car. She actually has changed the car from this to that. And people are making socialism, is that a word? I don't know. Socialitism. A cool thing. Like, oh my God, hi, another socialite.
Is she being rescued? I like what she said. Being rescued, or is she being glorified? She been given the spotlight for...
Well, what happens is some things happen by chance. Let's just say that
this was a chance.
Whether she gets the radio show or not, well, some things happen by chance, and then you get exposed in a different way. It's a different platform. Many stars have become stars on the streets and stuff like that, or even scandals. But I think the most highlighting factor here is who played her, because she's been claiming that she could afford to pay the bill. She said she was taken to court and charged a bail of 100,000, which she paid for, and she was saying she really didn't get enough time to raise the cash when they were saying they wanted the money in 4 hours. But look at it, it was on Valentine's Day. Clearly, someone must have played her and then told her, enda kwa room, niongee na mtu hapa chini, nirudi.
But how long did she stay in the hotel though to accrue 200,000?
She said she was there for
what, in the presidential suit?
So before we go on break, very quickly on a light touch, if she gets to finally do the show, what kind of a show do you see her having? Like, what do you think would be
I think she can be getting people a job.
Getting people a job?
Yeah, she can be
getting... what kind of a job?
Something I think punchy. Have you seen her interviews? She's I think she would be good on radio. Yeah, something like Drive Time Show on Kiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know. I need to look more into her.
Yeah. Rescue people, it could be a, you know. Has he not paid the bill?
Yeah,
Call
they
us.
can start. They can start whatever.
Mike?
A rescue
Yeah, I
line.
certainly think she would do a very punchy show, probably a very early in the morning or evening show.
Why
She's got a lot of
punchy?
energy. She has a lot of energy. And
No,
put on the
if she
spot-
had energy, she would have paid the bill.
but look at it this way.
She can do an afternoon show and for her.
She still stayed in a
People who have
hotel
their
and
needs and-
accrued a bill of 230,000, and she got away with
It
it.
wasn't hers entirely. There's something not being said here. That's a
But
big
those
idea.
eyebrows, oh my gosh.
The bill was 230,000, but she asked for 30,000
For the interview.
for the interview.
interview.
So she said when you get the money. So I think slowly by slowly that money is gonna come back. So if we paid her 30,000, balance could have been 200,000. Yeah. But I don't understand because she didn't clear the bill, and when we called her for an interview, a simple interview, she just told us if we get the money, 30,000 shillings, then we can call her back.
Maybe that's what happens in Dubai, eh?
Yeah.
So,
But interesting, have you heard her accent? Forget about the skin now. Her accent.
I've heard.
Seems to be-
Do you mean the skin in Dubai or in Nairobi?
No, okay. Yeah, you have to be very specific. But her accent is constant and
Constant, is it?
very
I've heard
heavy
that she has
American.
a heavy
It's not flat.
Very
African American or
yes, like
Latino
an
American?
This is
accent, not
American
Latino,
accent.
like from the south of America. Like it's very south, and she has like a drawl thing going on. Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah.
Larry
But
Madowo actually
even
asked
Eric
her
never
about
used to
it.
talk like this.
Which Eric?
You never used to talk like this.
Talking about him.
When you board a plane.
what inspired, what do you think got, whether it's Caroline or Radio Maisha, Radio Africa or Mpasho, to pay the bill? What?
I think it's like we were discussing earlier. I think it's a business sort of stunt. Like, okay, controversy sells. This chick had got herself stuck up, and if we, push this agenda, then our newspaper is going to sell. People are going to tune into Pasho, and they're going to listen to her. We can do that for 6 months, and then cheers, it was nice.
Please, she'll not still be hot in 6 months. Or she,
Okay.
Controversy sells,
Yeah.
and no publicity is really bad
Yeah.
if it gets people to you, and probably that's gonna work well for Radio Africa. It's
Okay.
gonna work in their favor. So you know
Yeah.
what? I do you one good, you do me one better.
We'll wait to see. We'll be
Yeah,
watching.
we'll wait and see. Now, unlike Laura, is she Laura?
Laura.
Yeah. Unlike Laura, who we don't know whether there's a one-hit wonder, there's one topic that's been trending locally, Okoa Mzee Ojwang. And all of us, I think, do know Mzee Ojwang for his, he's been a comedian and on the screens for God knows how long. And this, of course, is a story that came up after it was discovered that he's not doing very well financially, and his health is also deteriorating very, very fast. In fact, the pictures that I saw there were very, very sad. And it's unfortunate that, some legends in our country really would have to suffer like this. I don't know what your take is, Eric, in regards to this, before we go to actually Sonko Rescue Team.
I have two sides very quickly. I think it's actually indeed two sides. I've known and watched Mzee Ojwang for the longest time ever. As little as 2, 3, 4, 9, he was still Mzee Ojwang, and I think it's really, really sad what's happening to him. But I think the takeout from these would be that we should, upon given an opportunity, I'm not even saying that he didn't do as he ought to have done in terms of putting up an investment and whatnot, but I think we should try, the people who are now on the limelight, to take something from this and think about your old age medical cover and that sort of a thing, so that we don't get to a situation where now we start feel indebted to a cost like this. While
But some have put the spotlight on KBC, and what he earns is I've worked there as well. I mean, it's not much. When talking about cover and all these other things, yes, he's entertained the country for a very long time, but there's only so much perhaps he's been able to do some of these things others can. So KBC under sharp focus, but also some people were saying, I saw somebody tweet, your grandparents are languishing in poverty and you hear saving Mzee Ojwang, whom you hardly know. That is on a different note. How do you look at all of this Kenyans rallying together? Of course, important that he gets all the help he can now, especially.
Well, it's very sad. I don't know if it's about the pay or about his lifestyle. There have been stories about both, and that angle you've put in about everybody now trying to be a hero for him, when probably they don't do the same thing at home, and maybe that's the same fate Ojwang is suffering. Other people have to come to his rescue because his family won't. It's just, I think society has a rot in it nowadays. We're all about the money, and we're all about social perception. Yeah, so when such a crisis happens, I'm the first one, hashtag Okwamzo Ojwang, hashtag save a blah, blah, blah. But what are you really doing beyond that? Is it going to be lasting? Is it personal for you? What happens then? It's very sad. But Sonko went to his aid. Yes, he went to Mama Kaya. He went with Mama Kaya. He says Mama Kaya, who used to play Ojwang's wife, went to visit him, and together they went to see Ojwang, and he tweeted photos. They took him to a medical center, and he said he's in safe hands now.
Wow.
And he thanked Kenyans on Twitter for the hashtag and trying to raise money.
I'm very uncomfortable also with the showiness. I think they should do it in some sort of discreet. The man is in pain now.
If I might just chip in, I did this story. It's very, very sad. Number one, I've been a fan for a long, long time, and this is a career that they've the span of 3 decades and stuff like that. What really happened is, as I talked to Makai, she told me that last year, around July, they were fired on basis on grounds that they are old. Okay, and this one just came so abruptly. And they had no, there were no retirement benefits and stuff like that. And so ever since last year in July, he went into depression. Okay, so he's not been feeding, he's not been talking, he's just been staying in the house, and he actually got into like some form of ailments and a bad condition. Another thing that people don't know is that like Mzee Ojwang lost one of his eyes, his right eye, 5 years ago. And what really happened in this matter, by the time Mama Kai were reaching out to Sonko, is because his left eye also threatens to have a cataract, which might render him blind. Okay, so he's actually going into surgery today, courtesy of Sonko Rescue Team, because Sonko sent his team of doctors and stuff like that. They went and did the checkup. I also talked to the doctor, and they were saying that, well, we're wishing him well, but he's saying that the eye doesn't look very, very good, but they have to perform the cataract surgery and then establish what the next course will be. So we're just hoping, because I mean we don't want to see our artists languishing like this in their last days. And people who've been celebrating for a very long time,
especially after they've made us, laugh and just be happy for such a long time.
But another thing was, Sonko said that he presented this issue, the matter, to the president, and he said they're going to look into it as well.
All right, thanks for the update. Let's firstly and quickly move to Lupita. She's said to be in Uganda filming, and the question is, should she come to Kenya? And if she does not come, are we going to be a bunch of pissed Kenyans?
Why should she? I don't know. I don't know if that's important. I don't think she has any mandate or an itinerary to come to Kenya. I understand she's in Uganda shooting a movie, so she's there for work. She's not visiting or holiday.
But she's just here.
Well, and it's very interesting how we want to own something when it's very successful. And then right now, I'm sure there are Lupitas in this country who are trying to get interviews, and people are not giving them a chance. So let's raise other Lupitas.
But can't we just, enjoy and celebrate our own and have her,
so she's an inspiration. Having her come,
she's working. She's working.
No, we're not saying she stops working before she goes back. Don't you agree?
It would be nice to have a homecoming. And
yes.
Maybe she's had an amazing
from
year
the
last
airport,
year.
we can just
and
line
we were all waiting for her to come to Kenya, maybe premiere 12 Years a Slave here with Kenya Film Commission or something like that. But owing to her schedule, that couldn't happen. But then, earlier on this year, we've been getting Hollywood speculation that she might be coming home, but apparently it was Uganda. But very nice to have her back. So maybe get her on local TV. It's been a while.
She's Kenyan.
Yes, interviews. She could be here with Sophia.
Like Obama.
and Obama is not Kenyan.
Don't you think it's good she comes? Because I mean, what is highlighted about Kenya internationally normally is very negative. So this is a good story to have. I'm sure we'll have cameras and
I think as Kenyans, it's time for us to accept and move on.
Accept what?
She has done us proud. We should not even expect a homecoming. That's so traditional.
We're
talking about Hollywood material. Number one thing I know, definitely,
Kenyan
one thing for
Hollywood
sure.
material.
Nowadays they write Kenyan Mexican.
Those Mexicans.
I was reading it, they say Kenyan Mexican. So let's accept and move on. She's not done her homecoming in Mexico, so why do we want it in Kenya? Let her do
If the Mexicans don't want it, we want it.
Yeah, we want it.
For sure, I am almost certain that she has definitely come to see her family here. Okay? The
Tons of times, maybe even twice.
Yes, but the problem is we just
She
want to
hasn't
see
come,
her.
my dear. She hasn't come.
I am
do you
sure
know?
she has.
I know she has not come.
How?
Do you think she's
How
in
do you know?
Uganda?
How do you know she has come?
It's too close in Uganda.
Her
Oh, you
family,
mean on
have
this
you
trip
her
she
mom
goes
was
out
there.
there?
Her
But she
folks
just-
are not all the time in
Let
the
me ask
States.
you,
Like,
if
they
you
visit
made it in Hollywood, if you made it in Hollywood, what would be your first stop?
here.
Yeah, but not for
Hollywood?
Kenyans, for your family.
No, I disagree. Because she's a national figure of pride. She's a heroine. She's a person many people look up to. It's even in her own interest to push her brand forward, to come and be received and, let everyone just see her
But
around.
Sophia, we've got nothing to do with pushing a brand forward, really.
It's not just brand Lupita, it's brand Kenya. You missed the
But
point
that-
if you
but
just
well,
think it's about
no,
her.
she's gonna do Kenya good more than Kenya is going to do her good.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
But she's
mathematics
Kenyan,
of
and
this
that's
is-
every Kenyan. You would hope to do your country some good.
Yeah.
But she's done us
She's
good
done
already.
us good.
She's
She
done
done
us
her
good tons of times.
We
No,
just
but
want
She's
listen,
well
you guys,
behaved.
one
She's
at a
received
time.
an award. She's very well behaved. She's received an award. She's not scandalous. She does us good every day.
So she's well behaved. Let's talk about somebody who has been accused of not being so well behaved. Huda Munro on Instagram, I think 2 days ago, Instagrammed this. A picture of her. I don't know if you have it. If you do, we'll put it up. I now understand she's working out. She recently went back to started working out for the first time.
Yeah.
So I now understand why fat people remain fat, she says. Working out is not easy. Everyone who knows me personally knows I've never worked out or done any exercises, but my God, I've tried, that is the post that I'm reading right now. But my God, I've tried. The gym is not place for the weak-hearted. I'm about to quit on day 3, though I thought it was a playground. So that's the first Instagram post, and I think a lot of people bashed it. And then she posted again, I'm responsible for what I post, but I'm not responsible for what you choose to understand. If my posts offend you, kindly unfollow. Would that post be offending to you?
No, I actually don't think so. I think what she was saying is that it's easier to be to remain as you are than to attempt to work out.
Okay.
From her experience.
Do you agree with her choice of language, words?
Well, it's her post, her words. I think sometimes we're really, I know Huda personally. She's very cool people, and sometimes we tend to, override, judge her too harshly. I think everybody could say that. Everybody. I've been trying to lose weight myself, and it's not a piece of cake.
Not a walk
It's
in the
very,
park.
very
Should be a
difficult.
piece of
So if I wrote on my Facebook or Instagram that, oh my God, that I've remained fat, now I understand why my friends are fat. I don't think somebody should, take it and start saying Eric is weird, Eric is badly behaved. I think that's her post, and her post her things.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with him. It's your post. You have full carte blanche to say whatever you want. I think people on social media tend to have an opinion over everybody else's life, but they forget that you also have an opinion. So that was Huda's opinion, and basically she's right. The gym is hard, and that's why some people decide not to gym, whether you're fat, thin. It's hard work. You need dedication
So
and
do you think there could have
stamina.
been a different choice of words?
Why?
Well,
To get the same point.
well, not really. Well, what I'll just pray and hope for is that she never gets fat in her life, because we'll be watching, we'll be waiting.
You look like you're waiting.
Yeah, that one her choice of words. That's her. If you dislike her, you can unfriend her, you can unfollow her, or something.
But I don't know why we would say we can't wait for her to be fat, because she's not saying fat people are bad, or she's not speaking
condemning.
derogatorily about fat people. She's just saying
But-
she understands why fat people
But
choose.
some people
But
are offended.
if
Why would
you
you be
dig
offended
down
by
on
that,
that
though?
sentence, basically it means they gave up and they became lazy, and they said, oh,
I guess you could still say that I now know why I cannot lose weight, or why people cannot
no,
lose
it's
weight.
But why
That
should
makes
you
sense.
say
Why
that
should
to
she
other
say
people's
it's
feelings?
fitting to our requirement?
Yeah.
It's our post.
Should we call people fat?
And when did fat become a bad
when-
word? When you're
No,
saying
but
it
fat is fat.
distastefully, if you're using it to abuse someone, then it's fine. But
So you
fat
can tell
is fat.
someone, oh, you're so fat.
yeah, it's not. It's,
Well,
it's
it
not
depends on
abuse.
your
in some
relationship.
cultures, that is
It's-
a praise.
it's-
One
it's
of
a
the highest
condition,
praises.
It's a condition.
Yeah, it's fat.
It's not a condition.
It's this fat.
I have
It's
a problem
fat
with
is
this
everything.
is
right
my
now.
thing,
I'm fat.
Solo.
Quickly.
This is my thing right now. I have a problem with that deniability. You know, your stomach is big, and if somebody there mentions it, you flip. Tumbo ya nani ni kubwa? Wewe kuja naongea na wewe, tumbo ya nani ni kubwa?